Hello, my name is Price Van Ray. I'm a divorced single dad, father of 5 kids. Welcome to my show. So hello and welcome back, everybody. I'm going to tell you, I hope you had a great New Year's. It was pretty calm in the Ray household. My mom, she just turned 98, so she wanted to see the New Year's come in. So I stayed up with her, and both my daughters were here, my oldest one and my youngest one. My second one, she's off doing her thing. She was bringing in the New Year's with the one she loves, Edwin. Gonna give him a shout out. And it was relatively like every other year. You see the ball fall, you have some food. I think we had Chinese food and soul food. My mom calls it that. It's like a tradition. So outside of that, I hope everybody had an awesome New Year's. I hope we're going to have a great year, because today we're going to be talking about New Year's resolutions. But before we do that, let's have a little thought. The way to get started is to quit talking about it and begin doing it. That's right. If you ever want to do something in life, you just can't talk. You have to be the doer, not the I want her, because things have to get done. It just has to get done. I remember I wanted to do children's books, and I just had to sit down and say, how do I do this? And I just sat in front of the computer and just started typing. That's what you got to do. You just have to do it. There is no special day, some special time, some special moment in life where you could say, on this day, I'm going to do this. On that day, I'm going to do that. No, you know what you do? Right now, that's when you do it. You have to get started and quit talking about it. I have a very good friend at work. His name is Lewis. We were talking about books, and I could see there's a real good spark in him that wants to succeed in life. And he's a go-getter. He will make it one day to a point where he says, I feel good about my life. I feel successful. Even though he's a very nice guy, very great relationship he's in. I think he's successful right now. I'm proud to call him a friend, but he was talking to me about how do you start books? And I said, you just got to do it. Just got to start it. Just, even if you write a sentence, then write a paragraph. Next day, write a page, and try to take it from there, but you got to be consistent. Even if you want to work out, you do a little every day, and hopefully you can stick to it. So, that is a little thought of the day, and we're going to move on to the show, which is about achievable New Year's resolutions. I mean, everything's achievable, and to be honest with you, there are so many resolutions out there, New Year's resolutions, that you can't even count them. So my daughter asked me, Dad, how many New Year's resolutions are there? I said, how many stars are in the sky? It's unlimited, the amount of New Year's resolutions you can have. From picking up grains of salt or sand every day to building a career to I know it's being silly picking up a grain of salt, but can you imagine taking tweezers every day and saying, I'm going to pick up 1 grain of salt? I don't know why you would do it. Maybe it's to build patience, or maybe it's just something you want to do. But New Year's resolutions, we're gonna dive deep into it today. So here's one. Start a gratitude journal. That's right. Keeping track of things, people, and events that you're grateful for throughout the year can help you improve your mental and physical wellness. It definitely can. It literally breathes new life into you. It recharges it and rejuvenates you. Now, I have 2 daughters, and I didn't know this, but they keep journals every day. And my oldest one, she has a gratitude journal. I believe she says she writes down 3 things every day she's grateful for. Now that's really something, because I would never have thought about keeping a journal like that. Some people keep diaries of what's going on in their life, but a journal of gratitude, how simple is that? And to reflect back on it, maybe 1 year, 10 years, 20, 50 years down the road, and say, I remember on this day, this is what I was thankful for. Or you'll look back and say, I don't remember this day, but I do remember I wrote this. And now I'm happy that I wrote it because now I can think back and say, wow, this was all the things that I have been thankful for in my life. A gratitude journal. Who would have thought? Who would have thought or thunk it, right? Well, it's good to have a gratitude journal like that, in my opinion. And it can only help you, right? Definitely help you. Another New Year's resolution. Make time for family. I'm going to be honest with you. For me, family is the most important thing in the world. It's very important. I think it's really sad when you do have family members and a family that don't want to be part of the family. They're so into being isolated or being destructive towards the family, or they're just toxic. I mean, hey, if you have members who are toxic in your family, don't be around them because they'll just bring you down. That's what you call a toxic person, a toxic environment. But you definitely want to make time for your family because your family should be there for you, in my opinion. Your family is somebody you love, you care for. With the busyness of our daily lives, it can be difficult to prioritize spending time with loved ones, especially if they live far away because they have difficult schedules. But we need to make a conscious effort and say, hey, I want to reconnect. I want to stay in touch. For me, I have 3 girls. I see 2 of my girls every day. They live with me. My second daughter, I can tell you she doesn't live with me. But I can tell you I don't think a day goes by when she doesn't call up or we talk. And we'll probably talk 2-3 times a day, or we'll text each other. And come on, just to text somebody, that doesn't take much. You just take your fingers and just text it. Tick, 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 tick. How hard is that? 30 seconds. Hi, how are you? Good. Even if you're going to say, hi, dog, kiss my foot, just to be funny. And don't text back, I'm not kissing your feet. But just a text, just to say hello, just to have confirmation that, hey, I'm thinking about you. I love you. I care about you. How are you doing? I want to make sure we keep in touch. You know why? Because I love you. That's right. And in this world today, we need more love. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I had mentioned, when I said make time for the family, toxic. One resolution I think everybody should have. Try to get the toxic things out of your life, whether it's people or, unfortunately, drugs. But try to stay away from toxic situations. It can be very toxic. If you hang around somebody who's toxic, they can bring you down. They can infect you. And I'm going to be honest with you, we don't want that in the world. I mean, do we? Do we want to be infected with toxicity? No. We want to have peace and calm. Peace and calm is what anybody wants. I think anybody with a good head on their shoulders, they're saying, I want peace and calm. I don't want toxic in my life. I want to be relaxed. I want to be free. And that's a good thing. Great New Year's resolutions. That wasn't on my list. It just came to me, and I think it's very good. Everybody should heed my advice. Stay away from toxic people. They will bring you down. So, another one is build a better budget. A lot of times we don't budget wisely. And I am guilty of that. I should budget more. And that's one thing I'm determined to do. I'm going to use less of my plastic card and more actual cash money. Because I remember when I was a kid, when you pay in cash, it puts restrictions on what you want. Can you imagine leaving your card at home and you just take $20 to go grocery shopping? You say, okay, this is all I have, $20. I have to budget. I remember my parents used to do the same thing. They'd go to the store and they'd add up all the stuff in the cart and say, okay, it's right around this much. Good. This is all I can get. I think taking a plastic card with you makes you spend more. It makes it seem like it's like free money. Because then you'll say, oh, I'll get this, and this. That's on my card. Stay away from the card. Use actual money. Budget. Build a budget. Stay within that budget. Say if I go to the grocery store, that's all I'm using. Say, I'm going to put gas in my car. Am I going to go out every single day just to run around and do nothing? No. Have a purpose because I have to budget that gas. Budget your time. You budget everything. Budget. Got to use a budget, man. If there's one New Year's resolution that will help you the most in the long run, it's making a vow to save you money. Before you head back to the office in January, outline a rough budget for your work and make a plan on how to stick to it because we definitely have to stick to this budget. It'll help you. It'll definitely help you. If you say it won't, I'm going to have to disagree because budgeting is a great thing. Here's something. Cook something new each week. It's great when you can do something like that. Cook something new. Everyone wants to eat healthier in the new year, but you should also try to eat a diverse amount of food. After all, variety is the spice of life, isn't it? Yes, it is. And you can definitely find variety in food. Get a cookbook. Well, I don't know if anybody uses cookbooks anymore. We usually get our stuff online. But it's great when you can just spend some time and do it. And if you have kids, make some food with your kids, especially cookies, and take a lot of pictures. Yeah, that's the next resolution. You have kids and family, take a lot of pictures. These pictures are very important. You need these pictures because pictures are something that will last forever. If you don't think they'll last forever, I don't know what to tell you. People like to look back at pictures and say, oh, I remember I did this on this day and I did that on that day. Pictures are very, very important. If you don't think so, I don't know what to tell you. Take pictures. You want to make sure your mind is healthy. So in January this month, it's a perfect time of the year to snuggle up with a new book. To keep yourself accountable all year long. I mean, why not link up with a friend or a peer and say, hey, let's read some books. That's right. Reading is fundamental. I remember people saying that when I was a kid. And it keeps you healthy, your mind healthy, your wits. And it's a good way to just spend some time with yourself and say, hey, I'm going to read some books and explore it in my brain. Now, what do I mean when I say that? When you read, you imagine that book in your head. You don't think that's creative? It's awesome. To build a world from your imagination, from the words that leap off the page into your imagination. That, my friend, that is incredible. That is something we should definitely do. Read more books. And hey, I'm going to be honest with you. I am not a great big book reader. I write books too. When I was growing up, I had a tough time reading. You know, it was really tough. I was what you call nowadays a IEP kid. But I will tell you this. I remember my mom said, oh, he doesn't like to read and this and that and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know if she went to the doctor or if it was an English teacher, but they said, get him comic books. And I thought comic books were awesome because when I read the comic books, it kept you interested with the colorful pictures. You use your imagination, and it got me interested in reading. Now, I may not like to read big novels books, like the ones I write. I write so many books, but I love telling the stories. But I will tell you one thing. Reading comic books can get a kid interested in reading, can get them interested in storytelling, can get a kid interested, period. And to be honest with you, it's good. Now, I will tell you this. I love audiobooks. Audiobooks I love. I love to tell stories, and I love to listen to stories. And there's nothing wrong with that. I had an editor. One of my editors, I ended up telling her, I said, I want to be honest with you before we even get started. I'm not really a big reader. I don't really like to read that much, but I love writing my books. She goes, "Oh, you're a storyteller. There's nothing wrong with that. That's great." She supported it. She agreed. She knew what she was talking about. She knew this woman knew her craft. She was awesome. But read more books. My books. Or comic books. Or some books that you love. And there's so many genres out there. Fiction, nonfiction, science fiction. Dystopia. I tell you, there's a lot of stuff. Here's one I definitely have to do. This one's create a cleaning schedule you'll stick to. Keeping your home tidy without doing that feels like a deep clean every week can feel like a big ask. It's true that you may be under cleaning a lot of some tricky spots, but it's also true that you may be overdoing it elsewhere. I'm going to be honest with you. My house is always a mess. I sort of wish I had a better cleaning schedule, but I don't. I'll leave cups around, plates around, this and that. I never used to be like this. What did I do? Give up? Did I say, that's it, throw in the towel? Obviously I did something. But I will tell you this. I will tell you this fact. I am going to make a better cleaning schedule. I have to. We're all going to do it. This is the big to-do. My cleaning schedule is going to be perfect. Every day I'm going to stick to it. Clean up a little bit here and there. Take my dishes back to the sink from the couch. Everybody, I'm not the only person. I'm sure everybody does this. But you also, if you have kids, teach them young, like my parents did. Now, yeah, I fell off the wagon a few years back, but I'm going to get back. That is one of my biggest New Year's resolutions. Is it going to be yours? Is it going to be yours? Try it. Or maybe you're already clean. So if you're already clean, skip this one. But for those who don't, take my advice, use it. That's right. In my family, like a lot of families, there are alcoholics. So I grew up seeing the negative side of people who drink excessively. Now, my parents never really drank around me. I mean, my dad, he'd have a beer every Sunday when he's watching the game. Personally, I'm not a big beer drinker, but I don't really like alcohol. But there are people out there, especially people in my family, who I love in my family. They drink a lot. And you already know you don't need to drink to have fun. So why not make this year the one where you cut back and join the sober movement? Just cut back. Try. I mean, let's face it. I look at pictures of alcohol. I say, boy, that really looks good. I'm more of a soda drinker, of a juice drinker. And I'm not going to say I don't drink alcohol on occasion like wine or wine coolers, but I don't drink it in excess like a lot of my family members or probably people out there where they go out and they drink and afterwards they get really sloppy. No, we don't want that. Cut back. Cut back. Try to cut back on alcohol, especially if you have kids. You don't want to drink around your kids. You don't want to say, hey, this is what I'm teaching you. It's okay to drink around your kids. I'm thinking, what if you smoke? I mean, we all know smoking's bad. And I'm going to be honest with you, the older generation, I'm going to have to give a pass and say, everybody who's older, I guess maybe we didn't know when we were older smoking was that bad. So yeah, I'll give you a pass because I'm like, hey, now, back then the studies weren't there and it was addictive. But I'll say nowadays, there should be no reason why anybody should be smoking like that because we know the harsh benefits. Because it's not really good for you. I mean, does smoking a cigarette make you smarter? Does smoking a cigarette help you in any positive way? I mean, to me, I don't want to bash anybody. If they want to do it, go ahead and do it. If it makes you happy, if that's what you got. But let's be healthier. I don't think smoking is good for the teeth. And, we all want to eat food and we all want to have our teeth and we all want to be able to breathe. But I've seen some commercials out there that are quite scary when it comes to smoking. And I'm going to be honest with you. We should heed those warnings. Definitely heed them. If you can join a club, that's good too. There's a lot of clubs out there. I'm not talking just exercising, even though it's great to join an exercise club. But there's book clubs, there's mommy clubs, there's daddy clubs. Some people suffer from depression. So, if you can find a friend online, you don't even have to go to a club. You can see stuff through the internet. They have these virtual rooms where everybody can go to. I'm going to tell you, when I got divorced, I ended up going online to a lot of these like FaceTime rooms, Zoom rooms, where a lot of people were going through what I was going through, divorce. And it's good when you're able to talk to somebody, get some advice, see and realize you're not alone. You're not the only person going through a life-changing experience like this. New Year's resolutions. So I'm going to just try to run through it. Maybe you can grab one. Learn to love vegetables. Vegetables are healthy. Prioritize, make it a priority when it comes to your health screening. How about that? That's even better. And become a plant owner. Everybody loves plants. When you can talk to a plant, and I'm telling you, from what I understand, plants have feelings. Don't be arrogant and say they don't, because apparently they do. Water them, love them, because they give us something. They give us love and oxygen, don't they? Instead of taking the elevator, how about taking some stairs? You can start yoga. You can plan a vacation. Everybody loves a vacation. And I'm going to be honest with you, you can head to the spa. Now, I remember one of my daughters took me to a spa. I got my nails done. I think I'm going to get them done again. It was great to have my feet scrubbed and my nails polished and trimmed. And it was a different experience, and I think I like it. And there's a lot of men out there who do go to spas. I saw them with my own eyes. Make time to cuddle with somebody you love or a pet. But I'm telling you guys right now, New Year's resolutions, they're good to make, they're good to have, and anybody can do it. It costs you nothing to make a resolution, a New Year's resolution. Costs you absolutely nothing. But that's going to bring us to something I like to do in the show. And you know what that's called, everybody? It's called story time. There was a girl who was playing in the park when she saw a picture in the bush. She kept the photo but forgot about it until she was married. Her husband asked, "Who is that little boy in her wallet?" She answered, "That, honey, is my first love." Then the husband smiled and said, "I lost that picture when I was 9 years old." That, my friends, that is a very cute story. And that, my friend, is going to bring us to the end of the show. Listen, guys, I hope you had a great New Year's, a great holiday. I swear I hope you have a great New Year and you make some resolutions, because that's what we should do. And like always, I want to thank you for joining me here today. And if you enjoyed this podcast, you can download any of my past podcasts morning, noon, and night and hear it all over the internet. It would be great if you could hear what I had to say. I want to thank all of you for listening today. It's been great. And don't forget to be nice and talk nice to everyone you see. You know why, everybody? Because it's free. That's right. Don't be a jerk. And remember this one last bit of advice. Tomorrow, my friends, is never promised. So don't go to bed angry at your child or anyone you love. And before you go to bed tonight, hug your child and tell them, "I will love you forever, Dad." Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining me here today. Have a great day, a great week, a great year. Let's do it again. I'll see you next time here on my show. Be well, be kind, be back, peace, and I, my friends and family, will see all of you later. Goodbye.